It's Monday, June 7th, and this is now on HNN.
New at noon, the prosecutor in the Laurie Vallo case no longer disputes that Vallo is unfit for trial.
To reach out to their congregation, their flocks.
A weekend blitz to get out the vaccine. I'm Natalie Brand with a look at how the White House is trying to meet its goal of getting more Americans vaccinated by July 4th.
Here at home, Honolulu residents have another chance to apply for rent relief.
Just want to make sure that we're good stewards.
Plus, new video of a Hawaii-bound kayaker rescued off California. These stories and more coming up on This Is Now.
Good afternoon. Thanks for watching. This is Now, coming to you from the H&N Digital Center. So happy to have Ashley back with us here on this Monday. Let's get right to those latest numbers being reported from the State Department of Health.
The state is reporting 33 new COVID infections today and no new fatalities. The breakdown by island shows 3 cases on the Big Island, 12 on Maui, and 18 on Oahu. Kauai County is independently reporting 1 new COVID infection. Let's get you live now to Waimea Bay. You can see a lot of beachgoers out there today. Just over a week from now, all inter-island travel restrictions will be dropped. That's just one of many travel changes coming this summer.
All right, there's a lot of updates to get to. Let's start with this. On June 15th, passengers coming into Hawaii who were vaccinated here will not have to take a pre-travel COVID test. The state now says when we reach a 60% vaccination rate, mainland travelers who've been vaccinated anywhere in the country can also skip the travel testing requirements. And if 70% of our state gets vaccinated, there will be no restrictions at all.
Hawaii's people so far have done a great job with vaccinations.
Governor Ige says if we reach this milestone, the mask mandate will be dropped, as well as restrictions on businesses.
We need to push hard now so we can get to a point where safe travels is no longer needed to keep the people of Hawaii safe.
Experts tell us to get there would mean another 400,000 doses. Right now, about 52% of Hawaii's population is fully vaccinated. 59% has had 1 dose. We're still seeing more and more visitors come to the islands, and that's really impacting hotel rates. Just take a quick glance at hotel booking sites like Orbitz. They show the Sheraton Waikiki renting this week for $361 a night, the Moana Surfrider at $478, and more typically budget-friendly hotels like the Aston Waikiki Beach at $223, and the Queen Kapiolani Hotel at $302 a night. Back in April, the average daily rate on Oahu was just $202.
It's something we've looked forward to for a long time.
And airlines are continuing to prepare for pent-up travel demand. Until Sunday, Southwest didn't fly here from LAX, Phoenix, or Las Vegas. Now it does.
We have a lot of customers on both sides of the line, so to speak. There's a lot of affinity between Las Vegas and the islands, and so we're proud to offer that service to our customers in Las Vegas and in Hawaii.
And an update on the cruise industry. Royal Caribbean International now saying vaccines will be strongly recommended, but ultimately optional for guests on its U.S. cruises. That change goes against CDC guidelines that recommend U.S. cruise ships require passengers to be vaccinated. It also comes as Florida, the nation's largest cruise hub, is set to enact a law that would ban cruise lines and other businesses from asking people to show proof of vaccination or face fines up to $5,000 per passenger. Industry insiders say that new law could force cruise lines out of Florida.
This puts the cruise lines in a rock and hard place right now because, one, they're burning millions and millions of dollars a day just having their ships idle.
Honolulu's highly sought-after rent relief program will reopen tonight at 6 for 10,000 applicants. Sammy Selena has more on what you need to know to enroll.
The program launched in April and it was originally open to only 8,000 applicants. There was another wave that was capped at 4,000 and the portal actually closed 20 minutes after it opened. So officials say that if you want to get in on the benefits, be sure to be at your computer at 6 p.m. tonight. This program pays for up to $2,500 a month for unpaid rent and utilities and up to $2,000 a month for future or current rent payments and $500 for utilities. If you've already applied, they ask that you don't do it again. If you need to check the status of your current application, log into your account through Catholic Charities Hawaii or Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. If you're applying today, have your documents ready. It's a good idea to upload those documents to the device you'll be filling out your application on. You will need an ID card of the person applying, social security numbers for all household members, everyone's income verification documents, and proof of hardship. That can include pay stubs, something documenting pre or post COVID-19 income, an unemployment approval letter, a layoff letter, rent past due notice, or something else. You can be eligible for this relief if your household has suffered financial harm from the pandemic and if you meet income limits, or if a household member is unemployed for 90 days. To apply at 6 p.m. tonight, go to oneoahu.org/renthelp. You'll complete an eligibility pre-screener and then you'll give an email address and receive a confirmation for the application. You'll fill that out, upload your documents, and they ask that you double check your work before you submit.
So we just want to make sure that we're good stewards of everyone's public funds and that we also get relief to people as fast as possible, and it's in a reasonable and expected time frame.
Officials say that because it's now open to 10,000 applicants, they hope that the portal will remain open for more than just a few minutes, but there aren't any guarantees. Sammy Solina for This Is Now.
The state health department says a new survey confirms the need to make vaccinations more accessible for underserved communities and that getting a vaccine can help improve a person's mental health. The study, which surveyed 445 Hawaii adult residents across the state, showed vaccination rates are lower in households making less money. 44% of households making under $50,000 a year are fully vaccinated, while those making more than $100,000 are at 76%. When it comes to mental health, the survey says those who are vaccinated feel more optimistic. 51% of those who are vaccinated gave a score ranging from 7 to 10 on an optimism scale. That number drops to 35% among those who are not vaccinated.
The White House has launched a nationwide blitz to get unvaccinated Americans to sign up for the shot. Natalie Brand has more on Biden's goal.
As part of the June vaccination blitz, the White House helped organize more than 2,000 events over the weekend, most aimed at underserved communities. First Lady Jill Biden and Dr. Anthony Fauci visited an historic church in Harlem Sunday as it hosted a vaccination clinic.
That's how we're going to do it, through the faith communities, to reach out to their congregation, their flocks, and say, come forward and be healthy.
While more than 60% of all American adults have received at least one dose of the vaccine, vaccination rates are still lagging in some communities of color.
We're going to end this outbreak for absolutely certain.
Yeah.
And the vehicle to ending it is vaccination.
The number of daily shots continues to drop, especially in the South, where vaccination rates lag behind the rest of the country.
While the administration remains laser focused on vaccinations, it's also renewing efforts to re-examine the origins of the virus, asking the intelligence community to report back in coming months.
There needs to be a second round to this investigation that truly gets to the heart of the matter, which is the original data and original information that is still being withheld by China.
Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice told Face the Nation the U.S. was too quick to dismiss the possibility that the virus leaked out of a lab in Wuhan, China.
Some of the evidence was right in front of our faces. We know that there were State Department diplomats who inspected, so to speak, that laboratory and came back and said that the safety practices were substandard.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken said this weekend the U.S. will hold China accountable on the virus's origins. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
John Dudoit, the man accused of stabbing another man to death in Wahiawa, appeared before a judge a short time ago. Dudoit is accused of killing a 69-year-old man early Friday morning on Uluvehi Street. He's also accused of trying to stab another man. The The 32-year-old is charged with murder and attempted murder. His bail is confirmed at $1 million. As President Biden prepares for a high-stakes sit-down with Vladimir Putin, the administration is warning Russia of serious consequences if it doesn't stop the crippling and costly cyber attacks on American targets. Alice Barr has more.
President Biden heads to Europe this week for meetings with major U.S. allies, capped by a highly anticipated sit-down with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Testifying before lawmakers today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the growing threat from cyber attacks will top the agenda.
States cannot be in the business of harboring those who are engaged in these kinds of attacks.
Federal investigators believe Russian cybercriminal gangs are behind several recent ransomware attacks. Hackers hit the world's largest meat processor, threatening the nation's food supply, and temporarily shut down the East Coast's biggest oil pipeline, leaving thousands of gas stations dry. Today, the U.S. government announcing it recovered $2.3 million in cryptocurrency, calling that the majority of the ransom Colonial Pipeline paid to get its systems back online.
Ransomware attacks are always unacceptable. But when they target critical infrastructure, we will spare no effort in our response.
President Biden writing in the Washington Post he wants to rally the world's democracies to meet the challenges and deter the threats of this new age. The Biden administration is considering using intelligence agencies to identify hackers and strike first. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New at noon, the prosecutor in the Laurie Vallo case no longer disputes that Vallo is unfit for trial. Vallo underwent a psychological evaluation last month, and it was recommended that she receive restorative treatment before she can be tried for the murder of her two children, JJ and Tylee. The prosecutor initially contested the diagnosis, but withdrew his request on Friday after reviewing the evaluation. The judge still needs to legally declare Vallo as unfit for trial. Vallo and her husband, Chad Daybell, are charged with murder and other crimes in the deaths of the two children and Daybell's former wife, Tammy. Daybell is scheduled to be in court on Wednesday.
Guam is now welcoming Americans back with what's being called a vaccine vacation. Lucy Kraft reports.
The U.S. territory of Guam is a sleepy, compact island about 3,000 miles west of Hawaii. Its main attraction, beaches, palm trees, and sunsets. For more than a year, Guam's Instagram-perfect aquamarine waters have been nearly deserted, imperiling livelihoods for a third of its workforce. But in recent months, officials noticed a steady stream of Americans living in Asian countries with slow vaccine rollouts flying in to get their shots. Americans like us.
No sun and sand on this trip. I've just finished a week in quarantine to be able to come here to the University of Guam Fieldhouse for my coronavirus shot.
Lou Leon Guerrero is a registered nurse. She also happens to be the governor of Guam.
I kept up my license. I figured, if they fire me, I'll still have a job.
With most of her constituents inoculated, Governor Leon Guerrero said Guam is launching vaccine tourism packages for U.S. expatriates.
The win-win is really all over the place. We can vaccinate the U.S. expats, and in the meantime, they're having a nice time in Guam. They're enjoying the hospitality. We are benefiting from their economic input as a result of that.
Pre-pandemic, Guam drew nearly 2 million visitors, mostly from Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. It aims to extend vaccine vacations to Asian travelers. Immunizing Americans is one thing, but wooing foreign tourists with vaccines, health experts like Binghamton University's Nicole Hassoun say, is an ethical gray zone.
There's people who really, really need that vaccine who aren't getting it, and that's where the vaccine should go. It shouldn't be prioritizing people just because they're wealthy enough to come to the United States.
But, spurred by similar schemes across the U.S., Guam is banking on vaccine tourism to help refill its beaches this summer and provide a shot in the arm to its flatlining tourist industry. Lucy Kraft, CBS News, Hagåtña, Guam.
Fascinating story there from Lucy from CBS Evening News. Want to take you on a tour now of Oahu's South Shore. We can do that live here from the H&N Digital Center. Check out Waikiki, right now. I can tell you it is 82 degrees out there right now. And look at all the people on the beach having fun on this Monday. Why can't we be there, Ashley?
Tell me about it.
Well, I bet I know someone who might be checking out some surf. That's Guy Hoggy. Let's check in with him, who filed this forecast a short time ago.
How's it on this Monday? The weather's looking good. We do have some upstream clouds bringing in a few windward and Malka showers, but whatever rain comes in will be of the light variety, and they'll be moving along quickly. So rainfall buildup's really not much, right? And that's because of the breezy trade winds. They'll be pushing along those showers at a good pace. They're also going to help with the humidity levels, so it won't get all that sticky today, even though we'll see lots of sunshine. High temperatures running into the upper 80s. It's going to be a gorgeous day today. Wish the surf could say the same, but the surf's going to be relatively small, island-wide. Biggest waves over on the east side, but that's because of the trade winds, and because of that, it's going to be choppy out there. UV index very high on the scale, extreme at 11. So we've got steady trade wind weather. It's going to feel really comfortable out there. We'll have lots of sunshine over the next several days. There will be a few windward and Malka showers, mainly in those overnight and early morning hours, and drier conditions heading in for the weekend. Keep it here on Hawaii News Now. We'll have all your severe weather updates.
A dramatic rescue off the coast of California Sunday morning. Take a look at this new video. That's the U.S. Coast Guard going down to save Cyril Deramo, a kayaker hoping to paddle solo from California to Hawaii. He was rescued 6 days into his journey after enduring several problems with his 23-foot kayak, including losing his sea anchor, GPS capabilities, and nearly capsizing because of severe weather. Deramo was brought onto the Coast Guard chopper and is said to be in good condition. After being closed for nearly 2 years, the popular Manoa Falls Trail reopened over the weekend. Jolani Martinez takes us there.
So many visitors and residents spent National Trails Day here, but there are mixed feelings about the safety changes to the hike.
The gravel really helped. I couldn't, without the gravel and with the water, which probably rains every day here, this could be quite a challenge, slippery, right? Going up and down.
Gravel now covers many parts of the trail bed, which is also wider for two-way traffic.
I miss the old way because there's more nature, more challenges, and there was actually more water. And the gravel makes it just a little too easy.
Before the pandemic, hundreds of people would hike Manoa Falls. It closed in July 2019, so crews could install fencing to prevent rocks from falling. There are new rest areas with signs where people can take in the view and learn about the valley.
Part of this trail is, it's not really just about seeing a waterfall, it's about connecting to nature, and we had that opportunity here.
It's beautiful. It's just, it's gorgeous. I mean, you can't say much more than that for the whole thing.
I was just impressed on all the greenery because not all these spots are similar on all parts of the island, so it was cool seeing some things I hadn't really seen before.
First day. While the hike may be different from the old one, visitors felt lucky to have the opportunity to hit the trail, and residents were excited to see it finally reopen.
We really feel blessed because we don't have anything like this in New Orleans.
We're excited about it because we can walk down here and experience it and the beauty of it. It's really nice, but we also know that that brings a crowd back to the neighborhood, and it can be an inconvenience, but everyone wants to share in the beauty, so we understand that too.
Just glad to see it open again.
The trail is open from sunrise to sunset, but it's highly recommended that you don't start the hike after 5:30 p.m. Reporting from Manoa Falls Trail, Jolani Martinez, Hawaii News Now.
Gotta check it out.
Yeah, it looks
Haven't
great.
been there in a while. All right, we got so much celebrity news to get to in today's From the Feed segment, and we're starting with one of my faves.
Yep.
Talking about Dolly and her Dollywood amusement park. Well, it's planning to reopen a new resort as part of it in 2023. Dolly Parton's theme park is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it is expanding with a new resort called Heartstrings Lodge and Resort. The property will be located really close to its already existing resort called Dreammore Resort, which is decorated in butterfly themes. You would love it, Ashley. The 5-story new lodge will be including 300 guest rooms, indoor and outdoor pools, surrounded by fire pits, and 28,000 square foot meeting spaces. So this is such a cool place, an area of the country. I think it's super underrated, the Smoky Mountains. It gets visited a lot. I think the cool statistic about the Smoky Mountains National Park is that it is the most visited national park in the national park system. But it's just because it's located next to so many major East Coast metros, you know, like Washington, D.C., Atlanta, New York, easy trip down, but gorgeous.
Looks
gorgeous.
beautiful. Bruce Springsteen, you guys, he's returning to Broadway. He's bringing his one-man show back to the Great White Way in June. Now, it'll be the first major show to open in the theater district since it was shut down by the pandemic. Audience members will be required to show proof of vaccination in order to attend. The curtain goes up June 27th, and the show will run through September 4th.
So cool to see Broadway coming back. Yeah.
And Jeff Bezos is going to space. So the Amazon CEO says he will be flying on the first crewed flight aboard his Blue Origin rocket. The 59-foot rocket ship New Shepard will take an 11-minute flight on July 15th. It's expected to reach more than 60 miles above Earth. Now, Blue Origin says Bezos' younger brother, Mark, will also be one of the 6 people on board the capsule. One seat will be given to the winner of a month-long auction that's currently in progress. The bidding is now at more than $2.8 million.
His younger brother, Mark, I wanted that buddy pass to space. What? You guys, big royal news from over the weekend. We got Prince Harry and Meghan gave birth to a baby daughter. We got Ian Lee now, who shows us exactly what happened over the weekend and how the world is reacting.
Prince Harry and Meghan say their new baby girl is more than they could have imagined. Born in a California hospital on Friday, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor weighed 7 pounds 11 ounces.
The names are very personal, very significant.
Lilibet honors Britain's Queen Elizabeth. It was her childhood nickname. Diana, of course, refers to Harry's late mother, Princess Diana, who died in a car crash when he was 12.
I think it's a really lovely nod not only to his grandmother, the Queen, but also to his mother as well.
Queen Elizabeth tweeted congratulations to the couple on their newest addition, while Harry's father and future King Prince Charles wished the family of 4 well. Even though this royal baby was born in America, UK papers are claiming her as their own, with headlines such as "Our Little Princess" and "Our Girl, Lilibet Diana."
Hopefully it will bring the family together again, and after all the splits that have happened over the last few months.
During the pregnancy, Prince Harry and Meghan exposed a royal rift in an interview with Oprah about the pressures of palace life.
I think they're very keen to make the public know that despite everything that's gone on in the last year, there are still very close bonds to Her Majesty.
Back in March, the couple told Oprah the new baby would complete their family.
But to have a boy and then a girl, what more can you ask for?
They'll call her Lily and raise her with big brother Archie at their home in California. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
And we are celebrating right now here at Hawaii News Now. We took home several Emmy Awards on Saturday night. Allison Blair and photojournalist John Suyat received an Emmy for their special report. It featured paramedics and EMTs who worked tirelessly during the pandemic. Our newest newscast, First at 4, won Best Daytime Newscast for coverage on the Halema'uma'u crater eruption in December. Our team also brought home an Emmy for a Keiki Hula special hosted by Kainoa Carlson and Lacey Denise. And Ballet Hawaii, in partnership with Hawaii News Now, won the category for public service announcement. Congratulations to all the winners and nominees.
And you're taking a statuette home. Woo! I'm so proud of you guys. Good job.
You.
And what a good showing for your first year.
I know.
That's incredible.
First of all, is only 9 months old, and it's our little baby.
And that was a really compelling day of news there.
Yeah.
That was really good stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats to you, Mark and Chin Wong, and all the team that helps put that show on the air. So guys, that's going to do it for this show. This is Now on this Monday. Ashley will be back on KHNL for First at 4 today. We'll see you then.